Not long ago, deep in the Appalachian wilds, a group of drunken misfits joined forces to play Dungeons and Dragons. Inspired by boredom, equipped with loose morals, and a questionable understanding of the rules, our heroes venture forth to explore strange new lands. So gather up your dice, your manuals, and your livers, and join us on a quest as we make absolute fools of ourselves. This is Botched, a D&D podcast.
Hey everybody, it's Dennis, the world's most okayest DM. I want to give a shout out and a thanks to Alex from the Comic Book Club podcast who provided the intro for this week's episode. I was recently on their show, Comic Book Club. If you want to look it up, it aired on December 20th, so you can find it on all your podcatchers, or you can go over to YouTube and just look up Comic Book Club, and you'll be able to find it that way. I was followed by the great James III, who has a Netflix show and comic books as well, but I definitely recommend that episode, and I can't say thank you enough to the Comic Book Club podcast, Alex and Pete, for letting me come on the show and talk about my book, Lycan Solomon's Odyssey. So please go check them out on all your podcatchers. Give them a 5-star review, give them a follow, show them some Botched love, because they deserve it. All right, on to the show.
Previously on Botched?
Well, now that I'm ass over head, no time better to train to suck my own dick. I hope they never let me out of here.
Wait, weren't you like in the middle of a death save?
Welcome back, listeners, to episode 18 of Season 7. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are going to start exactly where we left off last time, as Bessie May is on death's door with one final full count of death rolls. So this determines whether or not Bessie May lives or dies. Bessie May, what'd you get?
I got 5 gold on shits himself to death.
14.
Fuck.
And Bessie May lives. Not conscious,
Yeah,
but lives.
I feel horrible, but alive.
Yeah.
Horribly alive.
You're horribly
I
alive.
admit, I don't even feel like trying to suck my own dick right now.
It's not going to stop him.
Why even try?
But you know what?
I'm here.
A man does what a man has to.
That's right. That's right. You know,
Opportunity is where success meets preparation in prison.
so, yeah.
Something like that. I don't know.
So each of you are in your own separate little hot box. It is middle of the day, so I would say noon, right about, because you guys left in the morning to get here. So you murdered the dwarves, and yeah, so it's about midday. So the heat is ratcheting up to the highest points, and so yeah, you're just in your hot boxes, separated by about a foot each, and it's a very cramped space.
Should we inspire each other to breathe the heat away?
To breathe the heat
I
away.
don't know, like, what do you do besides meditate?
You just wait it out.
I mean,
Heck's going to be fine. They don't feel... Well, I don't know. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure Heck would still be.
I guess the oils would start boiling.
They're made of wood.
Yeah, heat and components and all that.
So then,
jazz.
would they expand inside their hot box?
Not by that much. It's not like a sponge with water or anything like that. But so, I'm gonna say 4 hours goes by.
Yikes.
Everybody, roll me a con save.
can we try to like bust our asses out of here?
You can try and bust out of the hot boxes if you so desire. If you recall, it is like right next to everything. So
Maybe just like a little hole?
huh?
Maybe like a little hole.
It's made of metal.
Huh. That sucks.
It probably is hot to touch as well.
Yes.
Yeah, Heck is going to listen to see if they can recognize a guard's footsteps, not prints. Because you can't listen for footprints.
You can, but there's only one set of them.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's right.
Okay. What'd you get for your con saves, though?
11.
11.
12.
20.
Okay.
10.
Other than Heck, all of you experience a level of exhaustion because the heat is just insane.
I don't even know what that means.
So first level of exhaustion means that you have disadvantage on ability checks.
Well, that sucks. I would feel like we're all gonna die in here.
We haven't dealt with exhaustion in like 4 seasons.
Yeah. Second level, if you get there, your speed is halved. And third level, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
And
then
fourth, is
you're
death?
dead.
No, hit point maximum is
No,
halved.
you're not dead until like 7.
Seventh
Yeah.
level exhaustion.
But at like 6, you're basically paralyzed.
6 is death.
Your mom's death.
I mean,
Oh,
I hope.
too real. Is there any...
Last night.
It's in the book.
No, I'm just seeing if there's like a marker.
I didn't
Nah,
sense
just
any
put it in
evil.
notes.
Fine, but I'm out of note spaces. So
You
I'm just
have a
gonna...
notepad next to
You're-
you.
a notepad next to me.
Okay.
All we got to do is sleep, and we'll get this exhaustion out.
Yeah, can I try to sleep in my hot box?
So, unfortunately, because it's so hot, you cannot go to sleep. Bessie May was asleep just because Bessie May was unconscious to begin with because death. Bessie May will have woken up within that 4 hours, though.
Don't you hate when you wake up tired?
It's like being hungover.
Mm-hmm. And you are just drenched in sweat, all of you, except for Heck.
I want water!
Now, Heck, you rolled perception, I believe, to listen for footsteps. Is that right?
Yeah. I got a 16.
So you do hear. So there's a lot of foot traffic far from the boxes, but you do notice there are a few sets of footsteps that are more predictable, let's just say, and closer to the hot boxes. So usually about every 5 to 10 minutes, there's at least one set, and then every 20 or so, there's a crossing set of footsteps. Now roll me another perception check, Heck.
17.
So this is, you hear, so at one point, when it's pretty quiet outside, this is after the 4 hours, so you're guessing that the inmates have been moved someplace else for the day. So it's pretty quiet outside of the hot boxes, but you hear 2 guards stopping in front of your hot box, and because you rolled high enough, you can make out what they're saying in terms of the one guard is talking to the other one. He says something along the lines of, I hear tomorrow is the day. One more train and old Win Bates got exactly what he needs.
Yeah, well, I'll just be glad if this whole plan's over and done with. I hope it works out the way he says, otherwise we're all fucked. He's crazier than a rat in a tin shit house, but, I think I believe him. He hasn't steered me wrong yet.
That's all you hear.
Can any of the rest of us hear that or no?
Roll perception.
I want water!
Perceive with a 15.
18.
18 hears, 15 does not.
No.
It's hot!
So, Willie, whenever you cry out for water, you notice that there is a trickle of liquid coming in through the slits.
You should drink it.
What color is it?
It's dark in the hot box.
It is pretty dark in the hot box, but yeah, the slit does bring some light in. Let's see here.
What's it smell like?
Doesn't smell great. I can't find my note. Oh, there it is.
Which one's Mother Die?
My other die.
Mother Die?
It is a bright yellow color.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, come on, drink up.
No.
You're thirsty. Come on.
I'm all
It'll
right.
quench your thirst.
You should try to mimic like you are and say, thanks.
I think my friend should have some of this. I think he likes it
Have
too.
some of what?
You should have some of this sweet water. It's refreshing, almost like quenches it fills you with electrolytes.
I want some water.
It's got everything a growing boy needs.
And you hear the slits open up next to you, and you also feel the trickle of a warm liquid running down the wall of the inside of your hot box, which does not have a drain.
Hey, that's pee.
Yeah. Well, you're thirsty. You drink it up. And then you just hear it shut again.
Ooh, can I try to
Grab the wiener. Grab the
It's
wiener.
not that big of a slit.
like lodge something in the very edge of the
What do you got?
slit? Is there like a pebble on the ground? The ground? A little rock?
I mean, you're in a box.
Uh-huh.
You're not on the ground, but high-low.
Low.
There does appear to be a small pebble in there.
Ooh, I'm gonna
Pull one of your teeth out. And
Probably.
put your tooth in there.
I like that idea. pull your
I
teeth
don't
out.
think that'd be fast enough. I've just been like rubbing this pebble between my forefinger and thumb the entire time.
How much citrus have you been eating? They might just come right out.
It's true.
I don't remember ever eating citrus in this campaign, but I'm gonna try to stick it.
Okay. Dex,
Fuck yeah. My big
which would
jack.
be with disadvantage because you have a level of exhaustion.
And it's tight there, so double.
Fuck
There's
off.
no such thing as double.
All right, the first roll with disadvantage is 22. The second one is 18. Get wrecked.
So yeah, so you shove the pebble in there. Now I shall roll to see if he hears that. He did not.
Yes.
So you managed to wedge a pebble. Now the slits on here, it's 3 small slits. The width of each of these slits, so I would say it's about 4 inches wide on the total length of the slits, and then each of the slits is only about a
You
half
can't fit
inch.
a wiener through that?
Half inch. So it's like 3 half-inch slits that are 4 inches wide. So no.
My question still remains.
Well, I'm just more gonna try to wait it out and then open it up a little bit so I get some air.
It's fair.
That's air.
Do either of these guards sound like the guard that threw us in here?
No. So Big Guard probably has better things to do than patrol
All
back
right.
and forth in the yard.
So
You're
Heck
talking
is
about the
going to start to
Goliath,
make
right?
like a... Yeah.
Yeah, no. Not him.
Heck is going to start to make like a shuffling sort of noise and use the voice mimic mod and say, "What? Well, how did I get in here?" Using the guard's voice.
Okay. Let's see. They're dumb. They're like, "Boss, how'd you get in the how did you even fit in that hot box? Jesus!" And they go over and they start to undo your hot box, and they open it up, and obviously it's not the boss. And they're like, "What?"
And I'm going to flash bomb them.
You already used it.
Use it once a day.
Yeah, it's a once a day, which I only know
That's
because
right.
I just edited that episode. And you
All right, then I'm just
needlessly
gonna
flash
push-
bomb that dwarf in the face.
Needlessly, though, we had to be cruel to make a point.
I was doing something crazy. Then Heck is just going to try and muscle past them.
Okay. So describe to me what you mean by muscle past them. Like just shove them
Like-
both out of the way and make a run for it, or like
Yeah, like push from the back of the hot box through them,
okay, roll
through
me.
the center of the two of them.
So that
Let's
they're
go
then behind them?
athletics check.
Okay.
You're the only person without disadvantage.
Do it.
That's 16.
Yeah. So you. Oh, I guess I should roll for them. You push one out of the way, and the other one sort of stops you in place. So you're out of the hot box. The other one has sort of stumbled backwards, but the first one is standing right there with you. A little stockier than the other one. This one, the one that you have run into, this is a dragonborn. The other one was like a half elf.
Can we hear this
Okay.
going on?
What? Yeah, you can hear the commotion.
I want to open my slit.
Okay. You open the slit. What would you like to do now, Heck? They're just like, "Hey, what the hell are you trying to do?"
I'm gonna stick my grappling arm right to his chin
Okay.
and shoot it off.
Okay. Roll an attack with advantage.
I mean, that was a 20, so I don't need to roll again.
Okay.
Unless you crit.
I think
That was a 20. It was a
That was
crit.
a 20.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
crit 20.
Yeah.
Double crit 20.
Let me move. Let's just say the grappling hook itself would be a D4, but because of the force of the, I'm gonna say add 2d8 to it.
Ooh, okay.
So it would be 4d8 and 2d4 because it's crit, right?
Double damn dice.
Okay.
Oh my god, I don't have enough. $20, $23, $25?
Yeah, so his head explodes as the grappling hook shoots off and out. What did I say? It was like 60 feet, I believe. So it just shoots out 60 feet and just hits the dirt. Luckily, you rolled a crit 20 because then your arm's not going to get fucked up from firing that mechanism in a blocked position or anything like that. So that worked out. So you launch the grappling hook off, and the other guard is like, Jesus! And you get one. You notice that he's reaching for a whistle in his pocket, like it's on a little metal chain around his neck, and he's bringing it to his lips. I give you one dex action to do something about this if you so desire.
Jesus can't help you, but Chickums
How
can.
close is? How close is he to me?
Like 3 feet.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab the scruff of his neck and with the whistle, and yank him down to my knee.
Well, he stumbled backwards, so yeah. So you're pulling him down. Mm-hmm. So grapple check then.
Okay. That's 16.
I have yet to roll above a 10 with this die.
Yes,
so
it's gonna be a good night, boys.
grapple
Keep
him.
that die.
I already moved it away.
Keep that die.
Damn you, tungsten dice. For 2 days. So you grab him by the scruff as he's about to blow the whistle, and you yank him down.
What's going on?
Into the dirt. You can tell that there's nobody in your immediate vicinity, though. Well, you know what?
What's happening out there?
Hi-lo,
Someone
Heck.
tell me.
Don't do that. Hi.
Okay. You do that, and you hear a rifle shot go off. What's your AC?
13.
Okay, that's still both. So you feel 2 rifle bullets go through you as you remember, oh yeah, there's towers all over the place.
Killing guards probably not good. Oh shit.
Has Heck ever been a prisoner of war?
Heck is not having a good time with this. Heck is emotionally not doing well.
They're having flash drive backs.
Hey.
Yeah.
Flashback drives. Total recall.
Heck, you feel 2 rifle shots go rip through your body, and you can see your components hanging out, and you're leaking much oil, and your vision's starting to go on the fritz. So you are doing very, very poorly.
Oh no.
Yes. As one of the sniper towers spotted you and shot twice.
Look for a key!
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
While holding this guy, like, sort of in front of me.
Sure.
Push him into the hot box.
14?
14. I mean, yeah, he has a key ring on his hip.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Try each one.
So there's quite a few keys on the key ring.
All right.
You have one action. You can either spend it picking a random key and doing it. You can spend your action trying to perceive which key you think might be the right one for the next action you get, or you can do something else completely different.
What are the keys even for?
Is there, like, space in between the boxes?
There's about a foot between the boxes.
Okay. I'm gonna pull that guy over with me
Okay.
to where he's sort of, like, blocking me, and I'm in between the boxes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look for this key on the next time I get to do something.
Okay. I'm going to need you to continue your grapple.
Okay.
Let me pick up the other dice. Much better.
It's a dirty 20.
Nope. Not good enough. Rolled an 18 that time. But yes, so you still have him grappled. And he's like, hey, if you let me go, okay, we won't execute you, all right? We'll give you leniency. I understand. Hotbox can make people crazy, okay? You just give yourself up and you won't die.
There's nothing against the law that makes cops not lie. They're
He's not
allowed
even
to
a
lie
cop.
to you.
I would never believe this man.
He's delirious. He's
And
in a
I will
hotbox.
not go back in the box.
Okay, well, maybe we can find something else for you. We could give you the cold box. It's the opposite.
Is it a box?
It is.
He said box.
It's a cube.
I will not go back in the box.
Damn it. I'm not an educated man. Everything's a box to me.
Your job.
It's a box.
Capitalism.
Box.
Yep.
Everything's a box. All right. Are the rest of you guys doing anything or trying to do
There's
anything?
nothing we can do.
Yeah,
We're
we're
locked
stuck
in a box.
Can I try to?
I'm under the impression that I'm still ass over head in this box
You
because
are?
there's not enough room for me to turn around.
You are ass over head in your box.
Yeah.
I hold my neck really tight
know
so
what?
that all the blood doesn't pool in my head.
I'll start the 1-inch punch.
Okay.
Tink.
Tink. Ooh. Tink. Tink.
Willie, are you 1-inch punching?
Not with a critical fail, I'm not.
Oh God.
Oh no, his hand.
Nah, he just gets a cramp immediately.
Oh,
Fuck. Yeah, that's annoying.
I had a really good idea for the come in after
Who's
Besame.
coming?
Besame was gonna do the recap, and I was gonna say, Besame Sensei, but then I forgot that I was gonna do that.
All right, well, that's a good place to cut it in. There you go.
So since the guards cannot fire on you because you're holding one of them over, you hear them let loose a siren.
Like a little pretty Oh,
Is there just a guy?
So it's
doing that?
less a siren and more a klaxon.
okay. There it
Sure. Make it.
I want a 1-inch punch too.
Yeah, you can 1-inch
good
punch.
idea.
You can 1-inch punch the slits if you want.
I do.
Okay. What'd you get for your
Kind
1-inch
of.
punch?
Well, is it
Slit
a
down.
disadvantage or no?
No, it's just ability checks,
is. I want to bang slits.
right?
Yeah, this is an attack roll, right?
Yeah.
You
attack
could use
rolls aren't till
charisma first to
third
loosen them
level.
up.
And my fists are magical weapons. No, not magical, but they do 1d4 instead of 1.
Sure.
And I rolled a non-natural 20 for my attack.
Okay. So you,
Should I roll damage?
yeah, roll damage.
Can I tongue punch my box?
Depends on the box. So you start punching the slits, and you after the first punch, you feel them bend a good bit.
That's not shutting.
So I mean,
That's a good idea, Willie.
You're welcome. I'm just thirsty. I gotta take a poop.
It's all right to shit in it.
No,
baked. You can have a baked.
Chickens will forgive you.
It'll dry out real quick.
it comes out
Just
dry.
gonna-
I'm so dehydrated.
Hard cut to chickens in like a little hot tub, sort of thing. Just getting high with what's his nuts.
Squawk.
Yeah, while William just hanging out, doing drugs, having a grand old time, living the best chicken's life. Hard cut back to the prison. He misses me. I know he does.
Tink. Tink.
Heck, what are you doing now?
I'm looking for that key.
All right,
The
roll
correct key.
perception to try and spot the right key.
Okay. 14.
You do not spot. I mean, you spot a key that you think might be it.
How
but
many keys are on those?
This is like 100.
Oh, it's a lot of keys. Shh. Why are there so many keys?
It's a
All
lot
right.
of things to unlock
He's a
in prison.
custodian,
Yeah.
Dick.
Doesn't get just a skeleton key.
No. My brother has all the
Am
keys
I at the
that prison
hinge
works in.
side
They have a
of the
fuck ton
door,
keys.
or
So what now?
am I at the hinge side of the door?
You're in between the boxes, so
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the doors are on the front side of the box,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess I'm.
Yep.
So
So, like, the hinges would be on one side, and then the not hinges would be on the other.
you're in between two boxes, so one side
Yeah.
would have hinges and the other side wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The answer is yes.
I'm on the hinge side.
Of one of them,
Because you're between two
because you're
boxes.
between two boxes.
Whose
Oh,
box
okay.
is it?
All right. Yeah, whose
Um,
boxes am I between?
Bessie Mae and Willie.
Okay.
Which one's
cool.
got the hinge?
All right. Awesome.
Bessie Mae's has the hinge.
All right.
That's fine.
Okay.
If you're hot in the game, you're hot in real life. Sweaty. and tired.
Heck, roll me a perception check.
16.
You notice that there is another guard has entered the game. He is about 30 feet away from you. He does not have a weapon drawn. He just has his hands
Okay.
behind his back. You do not recognize this guard. This guard looks very different. And the guard says, essentially, if you give up now, no harm will come to you. You can believe me or you can not believe me. We will not put you back in the box. In fact, if you stop what you're doing right now, I'll also remove your friends from the box.
Oh man, that sounds great.
There does not need
And
to be
not
any
kill
further...
us?
I will not kill you.
Can I roll perception to see if I think he's fucking lying?
Insight.
Is he
Insight?
saying
Alright.
this verbally?
Yes.
Okay.
Insight is better. It's a 19.
It does not sound like he's lying. He has a very even cadence. He's got a very calm, sort of Bob Rossi voice. And, yeah, he does not appear to be lying anyways. And his face has no sort of emotion whatsoever. He's very
See, Dennis, I don't
just-
trust you when I roll well is the problem.
Okay, I'm just telling you.
I know. You will not kill us.
Nope.
And you will not put us in the box.
Nope. Like I said, I will take your friends out of the boxes.
Can we hear this?
Yes.
Ask him what he will do.
What will you do?
Well, the warden wants to have a word with you, Heck. But the other three, you'll just be, sent to the mines to work, probably. That's where most people are right now, working in the mines, so.
That's what was gonna happen anyway.
They're just minding
I
their
will
own
hold-
business.
No, they're mining for, Smilin' Tom's business.
What's the name of it? And
Mind
what
your own
percentage?
business.
What percentage of, like, how many shares do we have in this business?
None.
So we don't have to share anything we mined out.
Yes, because
No,
you're free
no
labor.
takesy backsies.
You don't get anything.
Anything
You're
you
working
can-
for free to work off your debt to society. Because you're criminals.
What did I even do?
I mean, I don't have your records in front of me.
box.
I did not shit in this box.
You smell like piss.
I couldn't hold it in anymore.
That's always there.
That's public urination.
That shit was there when I got in.
I feel like this guy's better than sweating it out in the box.
Trust me, this is a much better deal than you'll get from the captain.
Why don't you sound like you have empathy or emotions?
I work in a prison.
Okay, I mean, you can still cry.
I mean, I might on my own time. You don't know.
I bet you do.
Okay. I'm
Heck
trying
says-
to help you, and you're
I'm
throwing
not saying
you're
no,
throwing
I'm
barbs.
I'm not barbing you.
Sounds
Heck
like
says,
you're barbing.
I will hold your guard until you let my friends out, and then I will surrender.
Toss me the keys.
You got any water?
I toss the keys.
Tosses the keys, looks at it for about 2 seconds, and picks the right key. And he very slowly,
Oh, heck, that
maintaining
was the
eye
one right next
contact
to the one that you were going to pick.
with you, Heck, goes over, unlocks Willie's box
Oh,
first.
God, you got any Tang?
What?
I'm dehydrated. I'm not thinking right. I got old spider brains, and these spiders thirsty.
Well, there's water in the mine, so there's a bucket, a little trough that you can drink
No,
out of.
I don't think that. You ain't got
It's
no
not in
Brita?
the sun, so it should be a little cooler.
Yeah, but
than-
I can't see what people are going to do.
Okay,
Troughs? I know horse, not no more.
okay. Well, sorry that our accommodations at the prison are not up to your standards,
I don't
Your
know, just
Highness.
Get a Brita or something.
And he just...
What's your
fucking-
name?
What's my name?
Yeah.
It's Fred.
Fred, what's your badge number and rank here?
You know what? I'm moving on to the next hot box. Jesus.
You ask him.
Moves over to Bessie Mae's hot box, unlocks the box, and pulls open the door.
The first thing he sees is my enormous taint. Because I was not wearing any underwear.
The first thing he does is smell your enormous taint because it's been cooking. in the hot
Medium.
box.
It's medium.
It's a medium right now. And
Cooked tight.
coughs a little bit. That air just hits him. Whew. That's right. And then moves over to Ned and undoes
Little help?
the lock on Ned's hot box, and then backs away from the hot boxes, and he puts the key ring back on his pocket, on his hip, and he has his hands up. He's like, "See, Heck, like I said, I'm a man of my word."
Kill that guard. Why would you want to help us?
I'm trying to avoid further bloodshed.
Bloodshed?
Yeah.
All right.
It's not a shed of blood. This is,
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah.
wondering, because like
No
you
more-
got hot boxes,
it's
do you
different.
have blood
there,
sheds?
there is a blood shed, but that's not what we're talking about here.
Are you O positive about that?
Yes.
All right.
I'm about to AB.
Heck eases out slowly, with still holding the guard, and when they get out, they release the guard and put their hands up over their head.
And he has his hand up. The other guard, the one that, not the one you're holding onto, but the one that's in front of you, who has his hands up, puts his hands up towards the tower as well. And then
They
he's like-
execute him.
yeah,
The
they kill the
tower,
guard. So the guard that you had a hold of, and like scurries away, and the guard's like, okay, and then more guards like run up pretty quickly. He's just like, don't hurt them. Like I said, I promised them not to hurt them. Heck is coming with me. The other 3 are going to the mines. Make sure that they stop by the trough on the way in.
Blessed are the trough drinkers, for chickens will drink of their tears.
You see, he's delirious. He's been in the hot box for too long.
You got like a pooping hole that we can go to?
In the mine,
Okay.
there's a poop
Just
pit.
the ground.
It's a poop pit.
You thought you were a miner.
Well, I know, but we're more civilized in this prison, apparently.
Okay. So
We
the
just have a hole in the ground.
most of the guards lead Willie, and we're talking like an company of like 20 guards going with the 3 of you, just because.
We're the
Would
face
anyone
holding-
like to pull me out of this hole I'm upside down in?
Oh, they were just figuring you'd climb your way out of
Can't
it.
do
I can't turn around.
All right.
I was figuring your head was still towards the hole. You're just flumped up.
I'll help
upside
old
down.
Besame. Am I allowed to touch Besame?
Sure.
All right. I'll help Besame out.
The guards are watching, but yes.
That's fine.
Loosen that cork a little bit.
Can I, like... No.
Yeah, it's bad.
Do a
It's a
con
bit-
check,
Whom?
Willie. Which this would be disadvantage.
Well, that first roll was a 2. And that second roll was an 18. So, 5.
You throw up as the hot
On
taint.
Besame?
High low.
Ha.
You do not throw up
Damn.
on Besame.
Blessed
I
are
assume
the
you
barfers.
wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no.
Blessed are the barfers, for chickens will feed from their leavings.
Purging the evil from in.
Sure. So you pull Besame out after, vomiting what little you had in your tum-tum.
Oh, thank you.
And they're like, all right, get going.
And you ready to go work in the
Yeah.
mines?
Get going to work
Oh, I'm
for
not
the rest of the
at
day.
all.
It's only like 12:45.
No, at this point, you were in there for like
4 hours
4 hours,
after
so I'd say
midday,
it's
yeah.
like 4. So it's only going to be a couple more hours in the mine.
Oh, we didn't get lunch break.
No, you missed lunch break.
Oh. What was lunch? Sloppy Joe's?
Sloppy Moe's.
Sloppy Moe's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's just ketchup.
It's ketchup and gravel.
Ketchup and cough syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they lead you 3 away. So it's just Heck. So Willie, Ned, and Besame walk away. And as the party is split, we're going to take a break. Hello, listeners. It is I, Dennis, the world's most okayest DM, here with another advertisement for patreon.com/botchedpodcast. Now, as always, you can subscribe for as little or as much as you want. In case you just wanted to give us the tip, in which case we'd read your name at the end of the show, and that's about it. Or if you wanted to go all the way to God King status for $100 a month, whatever you want to do, that's cool with us. But if you're curious about the bi-weekly episodes that we release each month as a bonus to patrons, which is $5 a month, by the way, this month's bonus episodes are Drunk Girl Adventures. And if you're not familiar, we play a bunch of drunk girls in San Francisco who do drunk girl stuff. Who's the quest giver? Usually somebody crying in a bathroom, because as everybody knows, drunk girls help anybody they find crying in a bathroom. It's just science, okay? So here's a clip from the episode where drunk girls try and save Christmas.
Did I let the Alpine play? as I was pumping new shit by a
WA. Gangster at the top of the list. Then I played the new shit, it went something like this. Cruising down the street in my Slates Ford, jocking the bitches, slapping the hoes. I went to the park to get the scoop. Uncle Ed's out there cold shooting some hoops. The car pulls up, who can it be? A fresh El Camino rolling Kilo G. He rolls down his window and he starts to say, it's all about making that GTA. Cause the boys in the hood are always hard. Come talking that trash and we'll pull your car. Don't want nothing in life but to be legit. Don't quote me, boy, I ain't said shit.
I love sea shanties.
Does he hear us singing?
Happen?
Is what we sing while we try to catch up to them.
Yeah. What?
We try to sing that as we catch up to them.
Do they hear us singing Boys in the Hood?
By Dynamite Hack.
The Dynamite Hack cover.
They're also singing at the same time, so they do not hear.
Are they singing Dynamite Hack?
No, they're singing something else. Fantastic. As I said, you can find the rest of this, as well as all the other thousands of hours of content we have, as well as all the other levels we have. You can find them over at patreon.com/botchedpodcast. All right, back to the show. And we're back. So, Heck, you notice that the larger guards, you have one guard on each side of you, and they're not Goliaths, but they're also Dragonborn. You also notice that a few other guards drag away the Dragonborn that you decapitated. They do, however, sever the line on your grappling hook and take that away, because now that they know that's a thing, they're not going to let you keep it. So, yeah, they take that. The guard, Fred, says, all right, so if you would please come with me, Wenbade would like to speak with you. And so he leads you into that center section of the prison. So as I mentioned before, there's a big wall in the middle. There's a circular section that you guys can't get into, and you're assuming that's where the guards, come out of. And there is a door that you couldn't see. You didn't see it at all while you were walking around, and it's sort of like a hidden door that, only opens out and leads on the inside. Now, the inside now starts to look like a stereotypical sort of city that you would find out east. Not an old west city, but more of like a stone, sort of Victorian kind of thing, where it's a stone paved footpaths and stone buildings. Everything seems to be made out of this gray, blackish stone. And so they lead you through, and you notice that it looks like a small city. And now that you're in the center, you walk past some of these guard tower outposts, the ones that are like way up in the air, but you now can see that center tower, the very large one. And he whispers over, he's like, that is where Wenbade is. He's like, now I'm going to warn you. He's like, Wenbade is an interesting character. So be very careful what you say. If I would give you a word of caution, do not give him any attitude or sarcasm, because he doesn't understand it. He will take it literally, and he's very paranoid. So if he has any reason to think that you're up to something, he will kill you on the spot. Do you understand?
I do.
Okay. And so Fred leads you through the streets and gets to the center tower. Now, the center tower is not made of it doesn't have the same architecture as everything else. This seems to be made out of some sort of black obsidian-looking stone, and it's very smooth and it's very shiny, and the architecture itself is much more gothic in appearance than everything else. And this thing has to be at least 300 feet up in the air from, where you're standing and looking straight up. It's freaking huge. And there are all these, complicated-looking spikes that stick out the sides and go up the tower. And you notice that on some of the spikes, there are people, stuck onto. Only the ones that are above the wall, so other people can see them. And it looks like some of these are prisoners. Some of these are guards. It also looks like they're all in different states of decay. So some of these bodies have been up there for a long time, and some of them are very fresh. You notice that the guard that you decapitated is flung up on the wall, and they just put him up there for people to see, I guess, as a lesson. But they make sure to face it towards the barracks. So my guess is this is a lesson more for the guards than for, prisoners. And so they lead you inside the tower. Now, when you're inside the tower, again, it's got a very like chilly feel to it. Everywhere outside you've been so far is hot as hell, but for whatever reason, the moment you pass the threshold of that door, it is cold, and you can well, you don't have breath, so I guess you wouldn't see it anyways, but you can almost see other people's breath as they're walking you through. And the floor is like this black marble with like little white, accents to it. And the walls seem to be the same as well. And there are sconces all over the place. And they're very elaborate golden sconces. And they have like almost demonic looking heads on the sconces themselves. Like it's like a demon head holding a candle or a torch. And that's what's going off. And you don't see a ton of doors in here. But there is a spiral staircase that goes up. And so they start to lead you up. And up and up and up and up and up and up. And it takes quite a while. And luckily the guards are in good shape and they are not totally out of breath by the time they get you to the top of the stairs. And so you get to the top and it's just this big circular room with no windows, but it's all open. And Wenbade is up there. Now Wenbade looks like he's dressed in a sheepskin vest and jeans and boots and a hat. Now, it's very disheveled looking. Like there's lots of holes, you're not sure if it's dirt or if it's dried blood, but looks very disheveled for being somebody who runs the town. You notice he has a rifle stuck to his back. Now, if you recall correctly, the gunsmith or the lady who sells the guns, I believe, told you he has one of these mythical guns that was made by the gunsmith, so he has one of these. So that's probably the rifle that they were talking about. And up here there are tables so there are tables around the edge of this floor. They're not all connected, so he could go out because there's a balcony. And these tables are just cluttered with paperwork. And some of the tables have like what appears to be almost science equipment, like beakers and Bunsen burners and all this stuff, like fires going and like dead desiccated animals and like all kinds of weird shit up here. And you also see that there are pages and pages and pages strewn about, and some are hung up on the walls, and you see ancient tomes that are like 8 inches thick and look like they were written thousands of years ago. You see all kinds of stuff up here. And so Fred walks you over to Wenbade, but he puts an arm out to sort of stop you when you get about 30-ish feet away from Wen. And you notice there's like a little line on the floor that was like put there in like looks like white sand. He's just like, you don't pass the line. But this is as close as we get to Wen. He's like, sir. And Wenbade turns like sort of frantically back, and Wen has like bag after bag after bag under his eyes, like, and his eyes are like sunken in. It's very dark around his eyes. His face is very gaunt, and it looks like his beard is also very disheveled, like he hasn't shaved it in a while. And he's just like, "Is this a troublemaker?" And Fred just says, "Yes, this is them." And I figured you might want to meet this person. I thought they'd be good guard material. And Wen's like, I've heard that before. Let me do an inspect. Oh, a warbot. Oh, okay. And he starts to sort of, not scurry, but he has like a weird sort of gait as he walks towards you. Almost like, Jen, have you ever seen a guy trying to unstick the underwear while he's walking? Like it's wet, but he can't get it. Like it's that weird, like, that's how he's kind of walking, but not at like an even stance. Like it's really weird. And he gets over to you, and you can really tell. A, he hasn't bathed in a long time because he smells just terrible. And you can see like his eyes are all bloodshot, and he just looks unhealthy. Like there's something wrong with this individual. And he's just looking you up and down and analyzing, and you see him pull out this sort of magnifying glass that has all these runes carved into it, and he's just looking all over you. You can't tell, what he's looking at or what he's looking for or anything like that. And he's just looking around, and he's like, okay. Okay, and then he looks back up and he sort of squints. He's like, all right, I think I could do something with this. Okay. What's your name, prisoner?
I am designation Heptane Unit Cavalry K.
Okay. Do you have a nickname or anything like that, or would you prefer me to just call you? What was it again? Hectane Unit Cavalry K. Is that right?
You may call me that or Heck.
Okay. It's been a long time since I've seen one of your kind. I actually served in that war too. I fought against many of your kind. Lost a lot of friends to you. So you'll have to forgive me if I'm not super trustworthy of your kind. But I also know that I have an affinity, or even some might say obsession, with magical or occult-like things, and I've always been curious about how your kind is made. Do you know anything about how you're made? Because I
did not disclose that information to my unit.
Would you like to know how your kind is made?
I would.
Great. And he sort of waves the other guards away. It's fine. They'll be fine, right? You'll be fine.
I will not harm you.
And then he waves the guards away. And so he goes over to one of the tables. Now, he has got his back turned to you currently, so just throwing that out there. But he walks you over to one of the tables. And roll me a perception check.
13.
So you recognize there's some sort of latent programming going on that you are not aware of. But your internal circuitry seems to recognize the language. It's not deciphering it, but it's registering as being familiar, even though you don't remember ever seeing it before. And these are these ancient tomes. These are the very old ones. And you notice that on the cover of one of the books, and he's like gently rubbing the cover of the book, you notice that there is a carving on the book of a kind of primitive form of Hectane unit. He's like, this book has all the secrets to making your kind. He's like, that's
fascinating.
Yes, and this magnifying glass here. I'll tell you what that does in a moment, but I'm just curious. So, do you ever feel what is your earliest memory?
I remember decommissioning day, mostly. I have flashes.
Okay, so when they turned you off. Okay. Or stopped you from being used in the war, I guess.
Correct.
Okay. What if I told you have memories much, much older than that?
I would believe you.
Okay. And, what do you think if you had to venture a guess, how would you say they sort of made you or brought you into being?
I believe that they made a deal with some sort of patron.
You're actually much closer than most guess. So, a deal was struck because a king had asked for an army, an unbeatable, unstoppable army. This was an elvish king, and, he was greedy, and he had a very devious god, and so he sacrificed his entire city to become Hectane units. You are actually, you used to be an elf. You all used to be elves, for the most part. There was a time when you were, I guess elves are mostly immortal, but, more mortal, flesh and bone and all that jazz.
Interesting. I really had thought that they created us.
Well.
But we were repurposed.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, so. I see, I've always been fascinated by the dabbling of soul and whatnot, binding it to certain things. So that's why I was very curious to meet you, and just see if you had any memories from possibly a previous life. But I suppose not. I suppose once your soul's been ripped from your body and put into this, what are you, wood, metal, some sort of amalgamation between the two?
Yes,
I suppose.
A mixture.
Okay, well, I suppose when that happens, you cease to have any of your memories, or maybe, your memories are just whatever was in your brain and it's not attached to your soul at all. Either way, I feel you would be wasted as a prisoner here. How would you like to work for me as a guard?
I do not want to go back in the box.
You would never have to go into the box, my friend. No. My guards, only the best for my guards.
I assume that I don't have time to deliberate on this.
I will give you until tomorrow night. So for today, you'll go back with your friends in the prison population, and then tomorrow night, we're actually going to be having a feast, a party, if you will. One of the few kindnesses that I actually give these heathens who stay here at my prison, but it's a special occasion for me, so I will be providing food and drink that isn't water and it's not rotted. And, yeah. So after the party, then I will send Fred to acquire your answer. Does that sound good?
Yes, I would be amenable to this.
Great. And so he snaps a finger, and guards come back up, and they're like, you may take this unit back to their friends. And so the guards come up, and they just they're standing behind you again, not like forcibly doing anything. They're not being pushy or shovey or anything like that. They're being very gentle as they lead you back down the tower. Yes.
I do have one question before I go.
Sure.
Would I be able to look at this book more?
Of course. There are secrets in here that even I do not know, and I've been studying this book for decades. Perhaps we could unlock them together.
Thank you.
Sure. And then he just goes back over to looking outside the tower. Is there anything you want to do before they usher you, or are you doing anything, or are you just going along with things and heading down?
I want to, like, sort of make a mental map of everything, where everything is.
Okay.
And then, yeah, just heading back down.
Okay.
Not resisting.
Sure. So you head back down, and when you exit the building, you are hit with a wave of heat, because now the temperature is back to being what it normally should be. And you notice that the Goliath, the captain, is standing there at the front, and he looks pissed as he looks down over you. He's just like, I see Wen's got himself a pet. Well, you better hope he doesn't ever fall or lose favor with you, because if he does, I'm going to rip your head off and use it as a piss bucket.
I sincerely doubt that.
Ooh, Tuffy. Get him out of here.
Sure.
So they lead you back out. So they take you all the way back out. They take you back to the regular population, and they walk you over towards the mines, and then the two guards that are leading you sort of stop following you after a point when you get to the mine entrance. So yeah, Willie, Ned, Besame, you guys are led over to the mines, and they immediately just put you to work.
What do you think they're going to do with H.E.C.K? That's not my... What do you think they're going to do with H.E.C.K?
They're probably going to turn her into some sort of war machine.
I think they'll turn them into a war machine as well.
Probably more likely a mining machine.
But they're made for war.
War against rocks.
You think they'll turn them into some sort of enemy mine?
Man, I wish you had those fire babies still. That would be a great time to have fire babies.
The solar babies?
Yeah.
Yeah, they skated on out of here.
So, do I just, swing this at some rocks, or...?
Oh, yeah, let me show you how to do it.
How to mine.
Oh, I want some water.
There's a trough.
How to mine for fish.
I'm going to drink some water.
Yeah.
That's an old meme for you guys.
I want to drink the trough.
Mm-hmm.
Drink it.
So with disadvantage, I got a 15.
To what?
Start mining.
Okay, yeah. You start clinging away with the other, the hundreds
But,
of
right here?
inmates. I mean, not right at the entrance, but
Look how good I am.
they lead you in.
This is my first day. Boy, you guys want to have a race?
Ned,
Yeah.
you notice that there's
Criminals?
Yes, they're all criminals. But there's a grizzled gentleman.
You're also a criminal.
Who
man.
keeps doing like a double take, looking at you specifically out of your group.
How do we know he's a gentleman? Is he wearing a tuxedo?
I didn't say.
He's got a beard.
Yeah, grizzled. He's just kind of grizzled and a little little skinny. I would say he's probably in his 50s. It's a human. And he starts to mine slowly over towards you, Ned.
I can slowly mine away from it.
Side mining.
Ned.
Huh?
Ned, it's me.
Ryerson?
No. Raymond.
Raymond.
Ned Raymond.
Raymond Schreiber? Poughkeepsie. When he says that, roll me a Constitution save.
Are you a Manchurian candidate?
7 with disadvantage.
No, it's a save. Saves don't have disadvantage.
Oh, sweet, I got a 10.
Checks do. Good enough.
So I gave myself advantage instead.
Roll
Either
again.
way- either way
Just
shitty.
roll one
Okay.
dice.
Make it better. Yeah.
14.
Okay. So you have a sharp pain in your head as all of a sudden your mind is flooded with memories.
Ow.
You see this. You see, like, you wake up, like your mind immediately goes back to where you woke up after traveling through time. And then it sort of zooms a little, it's very blurry, and then you see this swirling vortex of white clouds and white light as you're falling in. And you hear a voice in the back of your head that sounds like Raymond's talking to you, but you can't make out what he's saying. And then it goes back even further, and you're having not that far. You're having a memory.
No, that was him breastfeeding in high school.
Sure. Of Raymond and you, and both of you look terrible as the turkey pox has just overtaken the countryside. And Raymond is giving you the plan. You have to go back. You have to save your mom, Angela, and your dad, Kirk, and you have to stop the turkey pox. And he tells you exactly where to go, which is
Poughkeepsie.
I think it was Sergio, right? Yeah, I told you to go to Sergio.
Do you have any of this written down? This is your backstory.
I wrote Dear Sergio on my character sheet.
Yep, there you go, Sergio.
Do you have your parents' name written down?
He wrote deer sausage on his character sheet.
He just gave you your real parents' names.
And you have to find Rancher Edgar and stop the turkey pox before he unleashes it on everybody. And he's like,
Edgar?
the code word in case we ever get separated is Poughkeepsie. And then it zooms back a little bit further and it shows you two sort of like the memories or of you guys slurping slop or whatever it is that you were just doing there. But like just surviving the turkey apocalypse and like trying to make ways through it. And like, you know, Raymond taking care of you and like each of you saving each other's lives. And then it goes back even further to you as a child and your parents die. And then Raymond is there and he sort of is the one that takes care of you and raises you. And then...
Raised by Raymond.
Yes, raised by Raymond.
The new hit Fox series.
And then it zooms back to where you are right now. And so now you're confronted with all these memories that you forgot.
Come on.
And you got blood running out of your nose. He's just like,
There's
Ned?
No future but what we make it.
Ned?
You're old.
Yeah. I came in after you because the future didn't change.
You didn't wait long enough.
Well, I don't know how... I had never done time travel before.
Me either. I got attacked by turkeys in a cave.
What? So is it too late?
I don't know. I'm starting a cult now.
All right.
The cult of H.E.C.K.
Why are you in here? Why?
We're trying to stop.
Did you stop the rancher?
I think that we have to conquer death to stop the rancher. Once we conquer
What?
death...
You could just kill the rancher. What do you mean conquer death?
Who, Sergio?
Sergio's the city.
Who the fuck's the rancher? Oh, my nose.
Rancher Edgar.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
We
Sorry, are you friends with Ned?
co-workers.
Okay. Well, any coworker of Ned is a coworker of mine.
Fair enough. It's good to meet you, good sir. He's been in a hot box for about 7 or 10 hours, so he's got old jello brains.
Oh man.
What was the name of the guy that we gave the turkey farm an idea to in the other place by the casino? Was it Edgar?
No.
Thank God I didn't create my own monster.
Yeah, there was no paradox where you created the own problem in the future.
That we know of.
That's true. There is a butterfly effect.
Raymond,
Yeah.
somewhere deep in this mine, there's a tunnel But we got to find a guy named Eddie. Possibly Callum.
Callum?
Calum.
Well, yeah, I know him.
He
works in here. He's in here. Well, they don't really let him leave.
William sent us, and
I don't know who that is, but all right.
William's Callum's brother.
Oh, okay.
And if we get Callum out, we can stop the Turkopocalypse.
How are we going to get out of this prison?
We know a way, and Callum can show us. You got to help us.
I mean, yeah, of course, man. You're like son to me.
Is this the elf that used to beat the shit out of you?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is my brother.
Well, not biologically.
Not in blood, but in bond.
Yeah. And
You guys
he
got
pulls
like a
down his
band?
scarf, and he also has the same turkey neck scar thing
See, I told you I wasn't crazy.
Ned has.
See, Bessie? Bessie Sensei!
Yeah.
Look!
What? Y'all both cut your necks? That's weird. Is this a cult thing,
Is this
Ned?
why you're trying to start a cult? Because you already ran one successfully in the future?
It wasn't a cult. It was a disease.
It-
It
The
ravaged
blood
this
of
world.
the neck cult runs thicker than the water of the womb.
There were only dozens of us left. The turkeys taking over everything.
don't believe me.
Yeah, it's almost like there's no evidence of your claims.
We travel back and we travel from the future. What do you mean? How's our evidence?
The non-disprovable hypothesis.
We used to be the same age, and now he's older. How do you feel about that?
Oh, that surely there's a way to test this and show evidence for it.
Introduce us to Calum, please.
Okay.
Yeah, what's his deal?
So he said, "Well, hold on. We gotta make it look like we're still working because obviously the guards are gonna beat the shit out of us otherwise."
I'm going to beat the shit out of these rocks as we
You
go.
want to have a pickaxe fight? And raise my pickaxe.
Are you saying you? What? No.
Against the rocks.
Why would I want to fight you with a pickaxe?
He's a co-worker of ours now,
We can just
Bessie
hit
May.
pickaxes, and make laser sounds. We don't have to actually hit each other.
He's just grumpy because his milkies are all stopped up.
How long have you been in this prison?
Well, I've been in here. It's been 6 months now.
What's it mean when somebody the warden wants to talk to him and then they take them away?
Typically, and well, we can't see from in here, but that tower's got a lot of spikes on it. Well, what'd they do?
Oh.
Killed a guard.
Yeah, they killed
Oh.
a guard and then, took another one for, snuggle session behind the hot box, if you know what I mean.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but
I said
killing
it
the
to you
guard.
straightforward.
Okay. If that's the case, then your friend is probably impaled on the side
No,
of the.
they said that they wouldn't
tower.
do that.
Okay. Trust the guards in here.
Oh, they
It
put
was-
us
his
out of the
name
box.
was-
It's got
Fred?
bodies all over
His
it.
name was Fred.
I mean,
Yeah, he's a person, okay?
yeah, Fred. I mean,
He's more than just his job.
Fred is the same as any of the other guards in here. I wouldn't trust any of them as far as I could throw them.
He said his name was Fred, and that we couldn't tell if he had any emotions or not.
Yeah, that's about
And then he
right.
told the truth, kinda.
He let us go and then took old Heck away.
I'd be very
We
worried
basically
if you
have
let you go.
100% evidence for him being truthful at this point.
Just like me from the future.
Well, I would be
being-
very careful. Well, that's why I'm in here. I went there and I saw that Rancher Edgar was still there. I tried to stop him, but they caught me.
How old
I-
is Edgar?
The rancher?
Yeah.
Well, he's at this point in the past. I don't know. I guess he's probably about.
38.
He's a 29-year-old.
Nobody
Hill
gets
dwarf.
into farm work in their 20s. That would be ridiculous.
Well, he's trying to get into it. And he thought,
That seems really early.
let me
yeah.
let me get a new thing going. Turkeys.
He's like the Stephen Hawking's of turkey farming.
Yeah.
He's a
Is it-
robot?
Is Edgar just his first name, or is his name Edgar?
Edgar is his first name.
What's his last name? Is
Friendly.
it Gar?
It's friendly.
Edgar Friendly.
Ed Gargle's friendly. Yes.
Ed Gargle's friendly. I bet he does.
But yeah, so I went there. I tried to. I looked all over for you, Ned. I couldn't find you in the past, so I tried to stop the feature myself. And
Well-
I got caught.
Smiling Tom shot us, and we were taken to a cave by the devil.
Oh my God! Wait, what? The devil?
Yeah, I've got a horse with flaming hooves.
Oh Holy shit.
I got a magic bird.
He's got a magic bird. We're trying to bring people to worship the magic bird.
He just starts laughing. He's just like, man, our lives are just the craziest.
We were selling milk for a while.
Mostly ours. We made a deal with the devil.
Well, I mean,
We like to have fun.
not travel through time.
I mean,
I don't think you did.
the
we
four
did.
of us did that like a couple days ago when I made that peyote tea.
Hey, secret, we're all traveling through time all the time.
I think I'm
Forward,
having
slowly.
Yeah, but we
peyote
traveled backwards
flashback.
through time.
Oh my lord!
While we're talking,
Did you?
we're of course
Yeah.
mining our way towards the Callum.
Yeah. So as you slowly mine your way towards the back and you argue about time travel and who's cooler with cooler things happening, that is what we're going to call it. So thanks for tuning in. Check us out next time.
You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Reddit, and Twitch at Botched Podcast. This episode of Botched was brought to you by the Patreon producers, the OG Lone Ranger, Big GM, the Knock Lord, Chronic Skinner, B-Mel, God King Shandapanda,
Brazen.
Law, Slimy, Scabby Goose, Zukari, Disgruntled Furniture, Chris Wisdom, and Bread2287.
Love you, Shannon.
If you want to support the show, you can head on to a bunch of dumb websites and support where you can. $3 gets you into the Discord with a bunch of cool people in the community. $5 gets you the monthly free episodes.
Wait, you didn't read the names.
FreedomValleyHorsepace.com, DickBlood.me, DickBlood.club, Cornhub.icu, SexWithWookies.com, PigRickets.com, MookMulk.com, or BuyTheseViagra.com.
Really?
Ooh, that's new.
Yeah.
Or simply patreon.com/botchpodcast, like our newest patron, Casey Doom.
That's with 7 O's.
Want to support the show but can't do it financially? Head on over to iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Leave us a 5-star review, and Tristan will read it on the show. Thank you to Gozer for our intro and outro music. More them at Gozer_music on all social media, or you can check them out on Spotify under Gozer. They got an EP out. Check it out. Woo! Thank you to Emily Swan for our album art. You can find her all over the internet at a swan named Emily. Swan! You want to send something to the studio, and we'll open it up on streams. You can do that at P.O. Box 3178, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, 17325, and we'll open it up. And as always,
As you assume that your friend is dead and argue about whose old friends is new friends with... Oh, man. I hope
Ned, you don't have any friends. Shut up.
we'll see you next week, nerds! Woo!
H.E.C.K's okay.
You can support each of us in our own little different ways. My first comic book has come out, and if you'd like to purchase it, you can head on over to www.hiveheadstudios.com, where you can even download a free sample of the book to see if it's something, up your alley. You can also support me over at patreon.com/hiveheadstudios. You can support Steve's stuff over at YouTube or TikTok or any of his other social media at He Who Is Steve. You can support Phil on Patreon or Twitch at Imaginary Nomad. You can support Jen by checking out her other podcasts like Horse Girls on all your podcatchers. You can also check her out on social media or Twitch at Jenna Chill with one L. And you can check out Chonky every so often on Twitch at Chonky_Kong. Welcome back, listeners, to the 18th episode of our 7th season. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are going to start exactly where we left off last time as we find out the fate of Bessie May, and I just realized that I have your cameras backwards.
And I burped.
Way to go. No,
I'm
Steve can
Bessie
play
May.
H.E.C.K today.
I'm Bessie May. I'm playing H.E.C.K today.
Where we
go.
find the fate.
Do your
And
Bessie
I'm
May.
just gonna make milky!
It's too real. I can't. I don't know who's who anymore.
who needs a Steve when we got a...
Which one do I shoot?
Steve, if you're ever absent, Jen's just going to play both of you.
Spider-Man meme.
Do it.
No.